Okay. Disclaimer here. If you hear a stupid dog barking in the background, I'm sorry. So, here's a little backstory. There's a sociopathic, deranged, mentally disabled dog who lives right across the street from me, and the owners are idiots and cannot control their stupid animal. So, a lot of the time, you hear some dumb German Shepherd having some sort of mental breakdown at a rabbit who's just like, "Why are you barking at me, you disgusting animal?" So they can't control their stupid animal, and then their stupid animal starts barking and screaming and howling like a stupid animal, and it's annoying, and if it gets in the way of the recording, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's start with the gory stories. We got this truck. I said it would be a recurring character or a recurring object, and it is. It's driving away after successfully running someone over, and we got Jebri here, just being Jebri, putting his hands up for absolutely no reason instead of helping the psychopath bleeding out right in front of him. Also, I had to film a gory stories literally right before this, and I swear, I forgot to download it and it didn't save, and when I say that I wish I was this person, just assuming that they are not living anymore, I mean it, because that made me so upset, and I was screaming like some sort of sociopath. I was screaming like that dumb dog. Alright, anyway, let's move on to the next gory story. Okay, so this one is an up-to-scale gory story. We got this guy eating this dude's leg, and this guy is coughing up blood. He has a very oddly shaped torso, too, which is like just a nice little add-on that I decided to put there. This dude's eating his leg, as you can tell. Yes, they both have dot eyes, which I always draw dot eyes, but when someone is this big, and by this big, I mean 11.5 feet tall, eating the leg of someone who is 10.7 feet tall, there are a few problems with dot eyes, because everyone thinks that they're deformed sharks, and it's like, you're not wrong. They do look like deformed sharks, but they're supposed to be humans. Anyway, let's see what the third gory story has to bring us. Now, right here, we have something that might quite possibly be the most gory story out of all the gory stories that I've ever made. Okay, so maybe it's not that gory, but it's kind of funny. So, we got this decapitated man with an axe in his head, just like insult to injury. He's already decapitated. You did not have to shove the axe further into his skull. That's just useless. And then he's getting chased by police. He's extremely obese. I don't know. He's not obese enough for me to draw limbs on him, but he's obese enough to have a stomach as round as a very round lake. Are there any, I was gonna say like a country that's shaped like a circle, but I could only think of San Marino, and San Marino's small, so it would be like a really bad description. So just pretend I never said anything, and that joke wasn't real. Yeah, anyway, let's move on to the fourth and final gory story. Now, this one takes the cake for the goriest, the weirdest, the most psychotic, the most sociopathic, the most goriest story that makes me look like I am some sort of deranged middle-aged man who smokes so many cigarettes a day that my lungs don't even exist. Like, they just melted away. I don't know why that's what I feel like. That's like the target demographic for My Little Pony. That changes subject so quickly, but anyway, let's talk about the gory story that I drew here. It's just weird. So this dude got stabbed in the head. It's fine. It's just it's like a little bit of a pocket knife. He'll be fine, right? Well, then this obese man, we're gonna call him fat, because fat and obese are different. If they have a round stomach like that, they're fat. But if I draw actual limbs that aren't like these limbs, then they are obese. And if I draw, if I make them have, like, stuff on the side of them, like floppy cellulite, then they are chronically obese, and they will die within the next, 15 years. Anyway, so this guy's intestines are getting ripped out as he gets stabbed in the head. As you could tell, he's bleeding out a little bit, but that's not the main part. I mean, it could be the main part, depending on what you're looking at first, but here's the main part. This thing. So this is a human who has a really long neck, but every single time that he extends his neck 40 feet around and watches someone get murdered, some of his organs decide to leave. This is his spleen, and this is his liver. And the problem is, you can't really live without a liver for very long. And the spleen is basically useless. I don't have a spleen, I think. I'm joking, I have a spleen, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty useless. But, so when they leave, they carry out a bit of blood. And that just happens to this guy every time he watches somebody get murdered from afar while he smiles. He looks like a bracket, almost. Anyway, we're just gonna look at this, we're admiring it, we're gonna draw... Wait, that's not the right one. We're gonna draw a big smiley face. Alright, I hope you all like the gory stories. Goodbye. Gory Stories out. I will see you all tomorrow. I don't know why I screamed tomorrow. Just everyone don't kill your cat. That's a good message. Goodbye.